needed two things. Couldn't get them both in the one guy. They needed...
Man promoted into the starting lineup with the injury to Jalen Adams, and he went bang. And he's gone bang, bang. He is back in the league, the Adelaide 36ers. I chuckle because for 5 days they were trying to pretend like, oh, we want an Ian Clark type, even though he was pretty much almost on the plane. Either way, he's here officially. He's bought the game ball from the grand final series. I don't think he's let it go yet. He took it partying, but he's back. And the man who started it, Liam Santamaria, you said they need an Ian Clark type. Traditionally, that means he knew something was afoot.
Nah.
Yeah, okay. Either way, you started this conversation, so you get first right.
He was the perfect guy to bring in. Those highlights kind of got me a little bit more amped about him coming in. I haven't been watching Vision of Ian Clark, but to see what again and be reminded of what he did last season, he is the perfect signing. Now, they needed two things. Couldn't get them both in the one guy. They needed Ian Clark. They needed a scorer and a great character dude off the bench, and they needed a big solid dude to bolster their defense in the front court. Still don't have that, but in the meantime, this is the perfect signing, and I can't wait to have him back in the league.
Shooter, defender, winner, experience, and executioner in the half court. Mental toughness he's gonna provide. He's a passer, he's a creator, he's a leader. They're gonna listen to him, right? He's gonna rally the troops up. We need to lock up. He's gonna challenge them all, and they're all gonna follow because he's a winner. And he's definitely coming back to bust Sydney on their asses for not signing him back. You better believe that. So you know what all that means? See you later, Perth. That's gonna lock in Adelaide in that 6.
There's a yes or no question around that in a moment. They've actually got, and all those things you speak of is 100% on the money. They've got the actual 100% opposite guy to Craig Randall, the guy who's going to fit in and play the role of which CJ Bruton wants him to play, right?
From a personality
point of view.
Talent.
Well, we know how talented both those guys are, right? But from a personality perspective, which was when I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if I'd bring in another import. Because if they got the guys, Dribbick's playing really well. Really well. They got some great, like Antonio's Cleveland Monday night was incredible. And defensively, they actually locked down the last 4 or 5 minutes, which is something they've had issues with. But he's the right, you called it, you got the right guy in. And now it's up to Adelaide to open up the checkbook in the off season. We all got excited about it. To just stand up and deliver and have a real crack at this, because there's no excuses now. No excuses. Now,
they've still got, they're still a little sometimes stagnant offensively. It's a little bit individual, and some teams manage to slow them down. But Ian Clark adds a guy who can create off the bounce in those sort of situations and get his own shot, can facilitate. He's going to help Robert Franks. He's going to help those guys, Kai Sotto inside. And also, he's all those things, but he's also a really good defender. And that's when they're at their best. We saw it last night in that win, when they lock down and they can get out and running. So they are going to have some fun from here on out.
And this traditionally happens when you have a really, a really good 6 or 7, right? Like guys, deeper players, and we've seen it with Sydney last